Everyone is talking about the Huawei Mate 10 Pro since its name implies a better and a more powerful device. However, the regular Mate 10 has a lot of features of the Pro model, and it is even better in some departments. My name is Linus with the TechLine HD. Stay tuned. Just before we start, make sure to check out the video description for a product link, discount codes, and full resolution camera samples. The phone ships with all the usual stuff, and some extras include a pair of earphones and a silicone case to protect your investment. The Huawei Mate 10's 5.9-inch 2K resolution LCD display uses a traditional aspect ratio of 16:9, not like the Pro model that uses 18:9 aspect ratio. That means that in practice, the Mate 10 looks a little bit bigger and wider. The display is great, it's sharp, it's vibrant, and I'm absolutely fine that it uses LCD technology. The bezels on the sides are so tiny that they may give you an impression that the phone is actually bezel-less. However, it's not all about those tiny bezels. The Mate 10 is one of the best looking phones out there. Yes, we've seen this design language before, but the build quality, combination of gold metal trim, nice metal buttons, and that mocha brown color looks just awesome. In fact, the phone changes colors in different lighting. Same as the Mate 10 Pro, there is a Leica branded camera setup. A 12-megapixel RGB camera is paired with a 20-megapixel monochrome sensor here, and both lenses features apertures of up to f1.6. There is also optical image stabilization and 2x optical zoom on board. Selfie camera uses an 8-megapixel sensor. As it has become usual in my reviews, here are a few features in a nutshell. Not like the Mate 10 Pro, the phone lacks IP67 rating for water and dust resistance. Instead, it has IP53 certification for dust and splash protection. The fingerprint scanner is embedded in the home button, and it is one of the best in class. Also, there is an IR blaster, a notification LED light, a micro SD card slot for cheap storage expansion, and yes, there is a 3.5mm headset jack that the Mate 10 Pro lacks. The sound quality is very good. Same can be said about the stereo speaker setup that is actually one of the best in the business. When it comes to hardware, the Mate 10 has a brand new high silicon Kirin 970 chipset that is coupled with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. The new Mate 10 phones support the first Huawei chipset with a neural processing unit or AI component of the processor, which learns how you use the phone and helps the device adapt to assure the best user experience. For example, the AI chip detects what kind of picture you take to apply the best image settings, and it did a pretty good job during my unscientific test. Also, it helps apply the right amount of blurring effect in that portrait mode. Obviously, the AI component does a lot more than helping you take better pictures. Most importantly, it learns every single day to assure the best user experience. For example, it learns how you use the phone to make it faster by allocating the resources to the specific task. So far, Microsoft has updated its translator app to make use of the AI chipset to speed up the translation process. When reading a book, the NPU will remind users to enable eye comfort mode, which is Huawei's blue light filter. Or when taking a picture of a business card, the NPU will offer to scan the details into your phone book. These are just a few examples of how the AI processor works in practice. If you don't really care about artificial intelligence, you can be rest assured that the Mate 10 will handle absolutely everything you throw at it. I played a lot of different 3D games on the very highest graphics settings, and the phone just flies, a flagship grade performance. Finally, what impressed me the most was that the phone stayed cold to the touch even after 40 minutes of gaming. The Mate 10 ships with Android 8 out of the box, but it has the EMUI skin built on top of it. Some people may love it, some may hate it, mainly because of its a little bit cartoonish look. The first thing you may want to do is to bring back that app drawer feature, which is built in the UI. I personally like the user interface since there are plenty of features and customization options to make the phone look your own. You can choose from a variety of themes, wallpapers, and so on. There are also pretty cool transition effects and other customization options. You can choose from quite a few smart assistant features that I don't really like using, to be honest. If you plan to use those gestures, they work fine. What is the most important thing about this phone is that it is blazing fast, fluid, and responsive. Huawei claims that the phone will not show any signs of slowing down even after 18 months of using it. Well, I can't really confirm that, but the Mate 10 is indeed a very fast phone on the daily basis. Just like the Huawei Mate 10 Pro, the Mate 10 has the EMUI Desktop feature that is just awesome. You simply connect your phone using the HDMI port to any display without the need to buy a docking station. There is the desktop mode that converts your phone into a basic laptop. You can edit your documents, browse the web, access all the files from the phone, and so on. Obviously, you can connect a Bluetooth keyboard and the mouse for even better experience, but if you don't have one, you can use a built-in trackpad directly from the phone that I found to be pretty intuitive to use. You can also switch to the phone mode, which basically mirrors the phone's display. Overall, I really like the EMUI Desktop feature. It works straight out of the box, no need for a docking station, and no additional software. You can even play 3D games without any input lag, which is pretty awesome. The Mate 10 features identical camera setup like the Mate 10 Pro. The camera takes pictures really fast. There are quite a few shooting modes. My favorites include 2x optical zoom to make the best out of that secondary sensor. This mode is really useful and I enjoyed using it while I was exploring Munich. The pictures look pretty good as you don't lose detail like using digital zoom. The daylight images look really good considering the fact that the phone still runs on an early software build. There is a good amount of detail, sharpness, and the dynamic range adjustment is quite impressive. The only downside would be that some of the pictures are underexposed, but that can be easily fixed in post. The low-light camera performance is quite impressive too. Sure, there is a little bit more noise and less detail, but in general, the results are great. Pictures taken using that portrait mode usually look quite good, but I noticed some artifacts going on in a few shots. There is also a monochrome mode that I'm not a huge fan of, but the pictures look really nice and detailed. Selfies taken using that 8 megapixels camera are detailed and will definitely do the trick for social media needs. 4K video looks pretty good too as the footage is sharp and detailed. However, the optical image stabilization does not work in the 4K mode, meaning that the video may look a little bit shaky. 720p slow motion video is not the best I've seen, but it's definitely usable. 1080p selfie video looks great too as there is plenty of detail. Finally, I really like the sound recording quality. Here in the beer garden, a lot of people drinking beer, and today is a very sunny and bright day, so the lighting conditions are very good. So this is how the connectivity-wise, the Mate 10 is just excellent. The call quality and signal reception are great, Wi-Fi and mobile network speeds are really fast, Bluetooth and NFC work fine. Also, the GPS is very accurate. Finally, the phone has a bunch of sensors, just like any other flagship phone in the market. The battery life is one of the strong points of this phone. A 4000 mAh unit will easily get you through the day or more, depending on how you use the phone. I found the battery life to be very similar to the Huawei Mate 10 Pro. With my usage, I could get about 6 hours of screen on time, but keep in mind that I usually install a ton of apps and use the phone quite intensively. The supply charger fully charges the phone in just about 1 hour and 10 minutes, which is one of the best results on the market. The Huawei Mate 10 is one of the best Huawei phones ever, and it's definitely one of the better phones on the market right now. For the price of about 700 euros, you get a beautiful device that is well made, the display is sharp, a powerful processor assures a great overall performance, and a dedicated AI chipset would learn on the daily basis to assure the best user experience. Also, the cameras take one of the best pictures and the battery life is just great. A few things that bother me are that there is no wireless charging, the water and dust resistance rating could be higher, and there should be a 128GB model available for all regions, just like on the Huawei Mate 10 Pro. Other than that, the Huawei Mate 10 is a legit flagship phone that has a ton of premium features, and so far it is one of my favorite phones of 2017, despite a few shortcomings. What do you guys think about the Huawei Mate 10? Drop me a comment down below, and as always, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Finally, for all the latest updates, please follow me on social media. It was Linus, thanks for watching again and see you soon.